Hey everybody, Dullahan here with a new tip of the week. And today I want to talk about scrap cycles. So, as you guys know, log towers generate scrap over time once they're built, and different escalation phases limit what you can have for scrap. So, escalation phase 1, you can only have one small pile. Phase 2, you can have two small piles. Phase 3, you can get medium piles. And phase 4, you can get large piles. And what you want to do in these early stages of the game is you want to make sure that you're using, because you can only have one scrap pile per tile per tower for 10 minutes until escalation phase 2. So you want to make sure you're always picking up that piece of scrap as soon as you can. That way it starts generating another one right away. So you can see here it's generated scrap. And it does it pretty quick. This is a build order I kind of opened with, actually. I built that log tower and I built a boys hut. And right when my shooters are out, there should be a piece of scrap for them to pick up. But, so this is kind of my opening against kind of Space Marine tac builds right now. It's kind of two shooters, two boys. Works pretty good for me. I use a lot of WOG early game aggression. And then, yeah, so you want to make sure you're picking up those scraps as soon as possible. But another thing you have to keep in mind is that you can actually pause the scrap from generating by activating WOG. So it actually can create a counter timing like this, where the shooters are out, but I can't pick up the scrap because they're playing music. So that's something to keep in mind also. You want to make sure you have your scrap generated before you activate WOG, and you want to consider that WOG is going to stop scrap generation temporarily. So you can see I actually have to pick it up afterwards, which is a bit of an anti-timing for this fight. Anyway, that's kind of what I want to talk about right now. Perhaps I'll do a more detailed video on how to really late game manage your scrap with those big scrap piles, how to like completely economize in the late game. It's actually almost cheaper to build a fresh log tower in your base and build units from the scrap it generates than it is to build them normally, because of the refund is so obscene. So that's something that you should keep in mind, especially in team games. You want at least a couple log towers in your base, and you just want to leave them there. You want to kind of build them right when Escalation Phase 3 starts. You don't want to build them too early, because then they're just going to generate medium piles. You can build them, I guess, at the end of 2, and then they'll build medium piles up, and then they'll build the bigger piles right away. But you don't really want to go too crazy with log towers in your base, because you can't even... You need the mech shop anyway at that point. So timing-wise, you generally want a mech shop and a scrap ready to go for Escalation Phase 3, so you can build super cheap vehicles, but... Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about right now. Have a good day.